I can't believe that it's been 2 whole years since I first reacted to Dimash. And because I know a lot more about Dimash now, much thanks to you for filling in the gaps in my knowledge, I thought it would be a good idea to go back and look at some Dimash again. So this isn't a first-time blind reaction, but more of a longer analysis with the new information that I know now. The very first video I did of Dimash was him performing SOS, and I will link that in the description below. What I thought would be a nice idea, since it's been 2 years, to go back, look at another performance of SOS, and analyze and break it down.
哦，我觉得好帅哦，上镜。
我觉得有点像林志炫啊。加油！我是 Vis， 我是我。 Pourquoi je ris, pourquoi je pleure. Voici le SOS d'un dernier en détresse. J'ai nourri fier sur toi. Je suis toujours au fond d'une vie avec rien conditionnés. Je crois dans un vie, tu es à ma force. Je sens quelque chose qui m'attire, voilà.
Okay, I think that's a good place to stop. So, as I said, it's been 2 years, and he still shocks me when he goes into those different registers. Like, I was kind of half expecting, and I go purely by my physical reaction. Like, I can't help it. If I get goosebumps, there's nothing I can do about that. But I was sort of half expecting that I'd be like, okay, I've heard this song before. I've broken it down before. I know what to expect. I had the same reaction that I did the first time. Maybe I'd have the same reaction on the 100th listen through. I don't know. Before I dive in on the musical side and talk about his voice, what sort of style of show is this? Because I've seen a show before, it might have been a Chinese show, where there's like a group of people that react and talk about what's happening in the show. Like, I think I was watching a Chinese dating show or something, and there was another group of people that were in a house or something watching the footage and reacting in real time. Is that a style of show in China? Because it seems like there's just, I don't know who these people are, but they're just reacting to what he's doing. I don't really know what that's about. But anyway, it's cool. Now, back to Dimash. I like the fact that he's in, I wouldn't necessarily call this a smaller space, but some of the videos that I've done on him, the venues are huge and the audiences are really big. This seems a little bit smaller. Not a lot smaller, but a little bit smaller. So it's almost like it's a bit more intimate, perhaps. And I'm getting a very raw, real side of his voice, which I love. In that chunk of time so far, we got him low in his chest voice, we got him higher in his mixed belt, and of course, we got him in the falsetto. There's been quite a few comments that I've seen of people arguing with each other about Dimash and his vocal registers and does he go into his falsetto and all that stuff. My professional opinion is he does. Going into your falsetto is not a bad thing whatsoever. In fact, there's an entire group of singers in Baroque music that sing primarily in their falsetto voices. The countertenor voice type, they go up there and they're in their falsetto most of the time. Dimash can access that register. And I don't know if there's an argument in the singing community about how he does it or what he does, but he's got incredible control over that part of his voice. And there's a lot of power in that. Now, if I sing in my falsetto, there's not really all that much power. I don't sing there very often. Now, with Dimash, he can get up there and not lose any of the emotional intensity that he gets in his chest voice or in his high mixed belt. Across the board, he's got incredible energy and precision, which is probably the thing that I admire most about his singing. I've gone back a little bit to take a closer look at some of this. I want you to notice a couple things. Not only can he sing in an incredible range, I think we can move past that because that is a given. He can do that. But he can do it beautifully, which is so important, but also at various dynamic levels. Like he can sing very soft, high in his voice, which is hard to do. And he's going for the story. So let's see if we can hear that here.
Je suis toujours au fond d'une vie avec l'inconditionnel. Je crois aux zombies, tu es à ma force. Je sens quelque chose qui m'attire, voilà.
So it was right there. That was kind of the moment I was looking for. So da da dee da dum ba dee. It's high up in his voice, and it's so tender and so soft. And probably, I don't have the translation in front of me, but probably helps the text, helps us understand the text, or matches the vocal timbre or the vocal quality to whatever he's singing about. Why do I live? Why do I die? Why do I laugh? Why do I cry? Of an earthling in distress, I never had my feet on the ground. I'd rather be a bird, feel bad in my own skin. So if he's talking about a bird, even, like if we just look at that, this is very simple. He's singing about a bird, goes higher in the voice because birds are higher. That could be so simple. Maybe that doesn't quite happen here, but that's the kind of simplicity that we can find in music to connect with our audiences in some way. So even if they don't fully understand the text, they're kind of getting the general gist.
Je vis, pourquoi je meurs, pourquoi je ris, que je pleure. J'y crois comme qu'elle est autre, quelle était notre amour. J'ai me dis qu'elle souffre. C'est comme ça que le monde est
Wow. Big round of applause. We'll cut the video there. So, yeah, can you just feel the variety and you can feel the emotion here? So one that just stuck out to me was da dee da 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 da. I never had my feet on the ground. It could be more beautiful, better from above. So he's talking about I never had my feet on the ground. Ground is the word. And then he goes, better from above is the next phrase. So starts low, like he's on the ground, and then goes up. Yeah. Some of the best songs, the best pieces that can be sung are very, very simple in nature. Like they're very simple in the way they're written because you want simplicity to connect with an audience for people to actually understand what you're singing about. Now, if you're singing, imagine you're singing a song about the clouds and you're high up in the clouds. Wouldn't it make sense that the vocals are also higher in range than lower? Absolutely. If you're talking about the depth, so I'm thinking like a musical like Hades Town or something, right? Hades, Tartarus, hell, it's low, it's rumbly. If it's about the sky and the heavens, it's probably a bit lighter, right? So it can be very simple. Doesn't mean the song itself is simple, but the messaging can be simple so that we as an audience can understand it and feel it a little bit easier. So that someone like myself who has a really good ear, and then somebody who's maybe not really musically inclined, maybe he's never heard much live music before, they can also feel it too. Right? So there's a mutual understanding there. Something that's jumped out to me a little bit more in this video than in previous ones is how even the vibrato is. I've talked a little bit about Dimash's vibrato in previous videos, but vibrato is when we have that kind of up and down shimmer in the voice, and it serves a few purposes. First and foremost, it's a result of good airflow. So Dimash has good vocal technique, but it also keeps us in tune as singers because if we straight tone, it's easier to tell if we're above, which is sharp, or below, which is flat, below the pitch. So if we use vibrato, we're kind of up and down and we stay in tune. Now listen to this vibrato.
que je pleure. J'y crois comme qu'elle est autre, quelle était notre amour. J'ai me dis qu'elle souffre.
Da dee da 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 dum. That's a 2-octave jump in one musical phrase. And what I like about what Dimash does here, and kudos to him and his songwriters. Igor, I know, is a big songwriter for Dimash and a big supporter of him as well. But what I like about that is that he shows off his vocal range, not really to be showy. Not to say, here I am, look how high I can sing. It's always with emotional intention. And I think that is a thing that needs to be considered here. Like he sings very high and very low, but it always serves a purpose. And if there's a song that he's singing that doesn't require him to show the full flex of his vocal range, he doesn't, and he doesn't have to, right? So some people in the comments of previous videos talking about Dimash, many of you love Dimash. The criticism that I've seen is that it's a little bit too flashy sometimes and it's more vocal acrobatics. And I don't necessarily agree with that because I think if you actually look at the lyrics, you look at his emotional level when he's performing, I think the vocal range is useful in this case to show some emotion. So I think the ending there is about sleep, right? Sleeping child or something like that. So it's soft. And he even did kind of like a boom to give, almost like he's a conductor. Boom. Give that final beat at the end. So what's really impressive about that, I mean, there's a lot of things really impressive about that, but what's impressive about this moment is that it's big, 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 big. And then he's able, in his sort of mixed falsetto sound, to go really soft. And if you're a singer, maybe you know this. If you're not, I'll tell you. Singing at a very loud dynamic, forte, we might say, and then pulling it back to piano, which is soft, or pianissimo even, which is really soft, that's a really hard thing to do because it's sort of opposite ends of the spectrum of volume. And to flip from one and then go all the way to the extreme to the other is really hard to do vocally because your voice is like, I don't know if I want to do that. But he can do it. Yeah, so he's well warmed up. I would say that's going to really help. If you're not warmed up, then that kind of thing is harder to do. But he's also got really good mic technique. Like I don't think in any of the Dimash concerts, I've never seen him live before, but just watching the videos, he doesn't blow your face off with sound. Like sometimes I'm at concerts and I'm like, please, that's too loud. But if he's singing loudly, he will pull away slightly just to keep the levels more level. Yes, it's been 2 years since I first listened to Dimash, since I had my first experience with him, but I'm still so blown away by his talent. And I'm impressed every video that I watch. If I go back and listen to old ones, or if I look at new ones, I'm always impressed. And I uncover things or discover things that I didn't notice before. And that's why we can listen to some of these artists over and over and over again, because they continue to blow our minds. They continue to inspire us and educate us and just give us something fresh and exciting each time. He's an incredibly talented musician. So what I'm going to do with some of my other Dimash videos that I've done, I'm going to go back once again and maybe fill in some gaps and talk about some things that I missed on the first time around. We'll take a look the second time around. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you want more Dimash, check out the Dimash playlist that I have on my channel here. And if you want some behind the scenes footage and some extra content, you should check out Buy Me a Coffee and or my Patreon. And if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy some of the videos that are going to pop up on your screen in just a moment. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.
Chérie, pourquoi je pleure?